I now realize after listening to a Wilco album all the way through, there are so many bands out there that really wish that they were Wilco. What's up, everybody? Welcome to my channel. I am Gabriel Fast. I am the wannabe critic. If this is your first time here, please subscribe, please ring the bell, slap like. You'll be notified every single time I post a video. Here we talk about music, sometimes video games, maybe movies someday, maybe other things as well. We have a podcast called Geekly by Weekly. Check that out as well. It's available on all podcast platforms. Wilco's newest album, Ode to Joy. I want to start this video by saying that these guys seem like they're really talented musicians. I don't know a ton about Wilco. The first time I listened to this album, I have been listening to it the past week or so, I wasn't that crazy about it, you know? The lyrics are really hard to understand, not from a message standpoint, but just they're really mumbly and just not really coherent. I just can't really hear what he's trying to say. And I mean, I know a lot of bands do that. I guess it's more about the music for these guys, but they do seem like they're pretty talented. And from the Wilco I've listened to in the past, and nothing's really coming to mind, you know, super memorable, it sounds super similar from everything I've ever heard from Wilco. That's not necessarily a bad thing. You know, people like to listen to music because they get a certain vibe from it. And, you know, some artists can get away with having the exact same album time and time again because that's just what they sound like, with variations here and there, of course. I don't mean literally the same album. Ode to Joy is very samey, however, though. Almost at times I forgot that there were multiple songs on this album. It kind of just sounds like one giant song. That's not to be mean or anything. I mean, just the guitar riffs are very similar. The melodies are very similar. The drum beats are the simplest drum beats ever, but they sound the same. I mean, it's just like boom, clap, boom, clap. Literally, like on multiple songs on this album. There was nothing that really stood out to me on this album that made it special. I did like what I heard, but there was never a moment on this album where I was just like, ah, yes. There are albums that you listen to that are like that. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't know if they were necessarily trying to make a huge statement with this album or anything like that. But I do think that it's worth mentioning. It's good for me to kind of branch out and talk about bands that I don't really know, because then you really do look at it from an unbiased perspective. You have little to no knowledge about the band, and you're just judging it strictly based off of the music. Not a whole lot really stands out to me about this album, other than the fact that in multiple songs it sounds like they're kind of trying to mix genres. Like you have some electronic beats behind some more acoustic sounding styles, as well as some, you know, some theatrical guitar work and things like that. But these guys work really well together. They feel tight as a band. It's easy to listen to, but nothing that just makes me... There's nothing on this album that just makes me go crazy, though. I only have one key track, and it's probably because it's the one that I was able to understand the most. It's called Everyone Hides. You know, it's kind of just a riffy, easygoing, happy-go-lucky song. But I did enjoy this album. It's not gonna make, you know, any sort of list for me or anything like that. I probably won't ever listen to it again, to be honest. So my score, I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10, which isn't bad. Obviously, that's good. If you saw something in this album that I didn't see, and I'm wrong because I didn't hear it the same way you did, comment below, like, subscribe, let me know, get my attention. You will have my attention if you do this. Just let me know how I'm doing, because like I said, you came into this knowing that I was a wannabe. You came into this knowing kind of what to expect, and I just don't have a ton to say about this album. So thank you for preparing yourself for a plethora of hot takes and potentially unpopular opinions. I am Gabriel Fast. I'll always be the wannabe critic.